Hi guys, Danica Ferrante here from mybeautyscraps.com. Today I have part 2 of how I prep for my daily December album. After I have all of my supplies organized, which is what I showed you in my last video, I like to take a little flip through of my album from last year, both because I just love doing that, but also because it gives me ideas of some of the things I liked in this album, some of the things I didn't like, and sparks some new ideas for what I'm going to do in my album this year. So this is the album that I used last year. It's a burlap cover 6x8 album from Simple Stories. I'm also using the same size 6x8 album from Simple Stories this year. But first, let's take a look at last year's album. I really loved the size, so I wanted to stick with the same thing this year. And I did my cover page of a bunch of little 2x2 squares, and I really liked this. I think I'm going to do a cover page just like this in my album this year as well. I made these little shaker pockets using washi tape. I used an X-Acto knife to cut through both sides of the page protector. And then I just folded a piece of washi tape over the top to seal it up. Some of them, like this pocket here, I put a couple staples in the top just to reinforce it, but it seemed to hold up pretty well. I did all kinds of little different embellishments. I used little wood veneer people to represent what our family looks like this year. Mom, dad, and little boy, little baby. It's actually my son's first Christmas is this album. I also used some chipboard pieces, some cork pieces, a lot of different stuff. And then on the first page, I wrote a little introduction to the album, just reasons about why it was important for me to create this album. This is all of our happy holiday memories and our holiday traditions. I started off each week on one of these paper dividers that came in the kit, and I really liked that. I like dividing up the weeks for the month of December, so that's something I am going to stick with again. One of the things I'm going to change is in the beginning of my album, you'll see that I did a 2-page spread for every day, and it really made my album quite bulky, and at times I was kind of reaching for ideas. So I'm going to be a little bit more free with my album this year. Sometimes a 2-page spread if I have the photos and the story to go along with that, and sometimes just a 1-page for each day. Like this, the first time my son was meeting Santa, I probably could have split that up into 2-page spreads. So I'm going to be a little bit more free about that. So here you see another one of these paper dividers. So we're starting a new week. I started on Monday. And I like that mix of paper pages and page protectors, which I was surprised about. Here you see I start doing just 1 page for each day for 10 and for 11. One of the things I think I'm going to do this year is be a bit more consistent with how I number the pages. I use different things on every page, which is fun to mix it up, but I think it'll make the album a bit more cohesive if I stick to one numbering system, which I'm going to do using the Stampin' Up! Hello December kit. I think it has a great numbering system, and I'm going to stick with that for this year. This was how I chose to put our Christmas card in our album, on one of those paper dividers. It was too wide to put in the proper orientation, but I just adhered it to one of the pages going sideways. This page, one of our holiday traditions that we started last year was that we buy a new ornament for every family member. So this page documents which ornament was mine for 2014 and which was my husband's and which one we got for my son. You gotta have Christmas cookies in your album. And here we come to Christmas Eve. So I start making multiple pages for Christmas Eve. So this one is our Christmas Eve. And it continues here and here. So that's especially why I'm going to stick with doing just single pages when I can in the beginning of the month, because once we get towards the main event, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, I have a lot more that I want to include. And I used another one of those just paper dividers that came with my album last year to end Christmas Eve and begin a new day for Christmas morning. One thing that I'm going to change this year, I used a paper pad, well, several paper pads, as well as different Project Life cards, all sorts of stuff in my album, which is really fun. I definitely used a lot of stuff from my stash, but it kind of makes the album a little bit more of a mishmash than I like. So I'm gonna stick mostly with, or at least use, the Hello December Project Life by Stampin' Up kit as my real base for my album this year, and just mix in things that really coordinate well with that set rather than having it be as eclectic as this album is. I definitely want to do this again this year. I used the other 2x2 page protector that I got in one of the variety packs to include all of the little pictures from Christmas Day. There's so many pictures I wanted to include, and I did include them more in our regular family album, but I wanted to include a lot in our Daily December album as well. So I definitely want to use one of my little 2x2 page protectors for Christmas Day again this year. And then I used another page, paper page, to divide when Christmas Day ended and Boxing Day festivities begin. We have several days of Christmas in our family, a big family with lots of people to see. So here we have the day after Christmas, or Boxing Day. And then that continues for these 2 and 3 pages. And then we have the next day here with Christmas at our own house. So that's the end of my 2014 album. I do really love it, but there's definitely some things I want to change up this year. So let's take a look at what I've got set up for my album this year. I started off with a 2x2 page in the front. I still need to create my cover page, but I'm going to make one similar to last year's. And then I have these pages from the Gossamer Blue December Memories kit. I'm going to be using these as inserts to mark the week. So the cover page that says December 2015 opens up to a whole month calendar, which I think is really fun. It kind of makes it, give it the album sort of a planner feel. And then week 1 has a week-long calendar. And then for the first week, I just stuck in one of each style of page protector that I have. So I have a full 6x8. I have 2 4x4s with a strip of 2x2s down the side. I have one with 4 3x4s. I have one with 2 4x6s. And I have one with a 4x6 on the bottom and 2 3x4s on the top. So I am using a variety of page styles again. And I just stuck a couple cards in there that I knew I wanted to use in the beginning. And then I have my week 2 divider that again is from the Gossamer Blue December Memories kit with our week calendar. And then from here I just used the week dividers as kind of tabs for my different style of page protectors so I can find them easily. So this section is all of my full 6x8 pages, Under week 3, I have my 2 4x6 style pages. Under week 4, I have my 3x4 style pages. And after week 5, I have my kind of mixed pages. And that's what I've got set so far. I want to try to create some foundation pages, get my favorite cards into the album so it makes things a little quicker and easier once we start rolling through December. And I definitely want to get my cover page set, so I'll be sure to share that with you when I do. Definitely head over to my blog at mybeautyscraps.com if you want to see some more up-close pictures from my album from last year. And make sure to subscribe once you're over there because I'll be updating what's going on in my Daily December album for this year. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.